Hey, Thomas from Field Tennis. Today we're gonna take a look at 5 one-handed backhand tips that are all gonna help you control the ball better. And actually one of them is how to hit an attacking ball with better control, so don't worry that we're just gonna keep pushing the ball over and controlling it. You're also gonna learn how to control better when you're attacking. So the 5 tips are: how do we control direction better with one-handed backhand? What is the trick? How do we control height and topspin? How do we more naturally, more effortlessly hit the ball higher with topspin? How do we handle fast incoming balls? In what way can we adjust our backhand to handle fast incoming balls? How do we hit fast balls when we are attacking and not lose control of the backhand? And lastly, how to hit a short cross-court one-handed backhand quite effortlessly. So let's start with the direction first. So let me first show you what is a very common mistake when players hit a one-handed backhand. So what players tend to do is when they're hitting, they tend to rotate like this. And the reason why players rotate like this is maybe they've seen players on ATP, let's say Wawrinka likes to do like this, and it can deceive your eye. You actually think that the one-handed backhand is hit with a continuous body rotation, so maybe you think that is the way to hit, or you feel power because through rotation you feel a lot of power and you like it and you're hitting that way. But when you're rotating like this through contact point, you will be very inaccurate with direction because your racket is changing angle all the time. So what really happens when a player is hitting a one-handed backhand is that they hold direction for a little while during the shot to control direction. And one little tip or trick to have in mind is that on the one-handed backhand we determine direction with the direction of our shoulders. So wherever our shoulders point, that's where the ball will go. So if, for example, I want to hit a one-handed backhand down the line, then when I'm hitting the ball, I'm holding position while I'm hitting. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit that you see that my shoulders are in the direction of the down the line. So here's another one. And then when I feel I'm done, then I will let go and recover. So when a player does that quickly, you might not see it because the player is going to do like this and rotate and recover. And to your eye it might seem like the player is continuously turning, but they are not. So if I want to hit cross court, then my shoulders are going to point cross court, and that's how I'm going to control the ball's direction, because my arm, the hitting arm, is always extending in the direction of this shoulder line. So if I want to hit cross court, I'm going to align. Of course I rotate first, and then I'm going to align my shoulders, my upper body, in the direction where I want to hit, and I'm going to hold for a split second. Hold for a split second, and then I can go. So I'm still exaggerating a little bit that you see. So in real speed it will look like this. And if I go down the line, I'm going to hold and release. So the next tip I want to share with you in regards to the one-handed backhand is how to handle fast incoming balls. That can be either balls to the baseline or even returns of serve, how to adjust your backhand. So for example, when I have a lot of time and the ball is slow, like sitting up, then I can really pull into topspin. I can make quite a complex movement, like a full movement. So when I'm receiving a slow ball, I have a lot of time, I see the ball, I can picture topspin, I can do the full movement. But if I'm receiving a fast ball, I'm pressured with time, and I try to do the whole movement, a lot of topspin and so on, I will not hit the ball cleanly, it'll probably land short and I will end up in defense or I will miss it. So I have to simplify my stroke. So my goal when I'm simplifying the stroke is to have a shorter backswing, not a very steep racket path, just push through the contact zone, picture like perpendicular racket face, push the ball, don't worry about any follow through, just time the ball, focus on meeting the ball in the contact zone and push it back deep. So here's the same situation from a different angle, that you see what kind of ball I'm receiving from my buddy Peter and how I'm trying to control it. So as you can see, my movement is very simple. I shorten, I play the ball deep, because most of you play club level tennis, not professional, and you don't have to worry so much about hitting with every ball perfectly with incredible amount of power. Your main objective is depth. On a recreational club level tennis, you will neutralize your opponent as soon as you play the ball deep. So all you want is a good clean contact, which is going to give you a good effortless bounce off the string bed, and your ball is going to go long. So you have to really watch the ball, pay attention, shorten your backswing, just push it deep, and you'll be back to neutral out of a defensive situation. So the next tip I want to share with you is how to control attacking shots. I've already shared one of the key tips for controlling attacking shots sometime in the past. You can click the card above, and that idea is about gradual acceleration. So just briefly to mention what happens when players want to attack, so it doesn't matter forehand or backhand, when they want to attack and they're getting to the short ball, they accelerate in a very jerky way, like very suddenly, very strong. They don't have gradual acceleration. So follow that card that I mentioned, and you will see my explanation on that, how that helps with controlling accelerating shots. The other tip I want to share with you today is that you need to control your follow-through. So one way that we control attacking shots is that we control the follow-through. So we slow down the follow-through. So let me first show you the mistake that tends to happen. So when players accelerate and they hit, they let go of their follow-through. So they just whack the ball like in baseball, they whack the ball. So they're only concerned about generating a lot of speed until contact, and then they let go of the racket. So again, it might look something like this. The player comes, then they hit, and their stroke has no more shape, no more form, no more technique. It's just very ugly stroke. And one trick that we use in order to control strokes that we accelerate, of course it has to automate, you have to ingrain it, but when you practice you have to be conscious about it, is that when I am focusing on accelerating and hitting the ball, but I want to slow down my follow-through. So here's an example. So now I'm going to slow down my follow-through and control it. So here's the acceleration, and I'm going to control my follow-through. So this same idea applies to the forehand, also two-handed backhand. So again, first you'll have to try it maybe with a basket of balls or with a ball machine, or just whenever it happens during the rally. You can accelerate if you want to attack the ball, then focus on slowing down your follow-through, and you will find out that suddenly you have much better control of the attacking shots. So the next tip I want to share is how to hit the ball a bit higher with a bit more topspin in the right way. So let me first show you the wrong way. What players usually want to do is that when they want to hit higher with more topspin, they are going from their elbow and wrist. So they're going like this, and they're trying to lift the ball this way, and that will almost always result in a very short ball. So if you play on any decent opponent, they're gonna make you run or kill it. So how do we do it the right way? So let me hit one ball. So the right way to do is not to go from your elbow and wrist, but to focus on tilting your shoulders first. So players tend to be too horizontal with their shoulder line, and they just focus on the racket and they don't think about the whole body. So when you want to give the ball a bit more height and a bit more topspin, you have to tilt your shoulders. You can see this line like this. If I go like this, you see line. So if I go like this, you see parallel, right? So I'm picturing like this when I prepare, and then I finish very high with an extended arm. So I'm not thinking about imparting topspin with my wrist or with my forearm like this, but with my whole arm. So I'm using my shoulder muscle, and I'm thinking about imparting topspin. This part is going to contribute a little bit, but it's not the main part to think about topspin or lifting when you're playing one-handed backhand. So when the ball is coming, I'm always thinking about dipping my front shoulder, tilting the shoulders a bit, and then finishing very high. So you can see I can hit the topspin lob like that. Yeah, good one. So down and finish very high. So the one-handed backhand finish feels very, very high, way higher than forehand. So if I hit the forehand topspin, I will feel very comfortable in the follow-through. One-handed backhand does not feel very comfortable in the follow-through. So one-handed backhand follow-through is not like this. This is comfortable, but one-handed backhand feels very, very high. So the hand is way above the head. It comes way above the head. So from the side angle, let me first show you the wrong way. You will see it better from the side view. So what players tend to do, they want to do it this way. They're breaking the elbow and using the wrist. The right way is to go like this, finish very high, left arm, the non-dominant arm is countering, and before that I dip my shoulder, I tilt my shoulders so that I feel like this, because when I'm hitting, I'm going to tilt my shoulders the other way, and that way I'm going to come under the ball and up. So not under the ball, don't think about hand or something like that. This will immediately happen as soon as you do this. So one more. So the last tip on the one-handed backhand I want to share with you today is how to hit a short cross-court backhand quite effortlessly. So again, what is the common mistake? The common mistake is usually the same as it was in the previous one. So players want to apply topspin too much with their wrist, they're breaking their elbow. So maybe they try something like this. Let's try one, Peter. So maybe they're trying something like this to go short cross-court. And if they hit the ball too late, there's no other way. But the right way to hit a short cross-court, let's try another one. Try another one. This one is very good. So the right way, you see, I don't break my wrist, I don't break my elbow. What I do, at first you'll have to do it consciously again, is to try and hit the ball really, really well in front of me. So I can't hit a short cross court if I'm hitting the ball late or in the same contact point as for the down the line shot. So hitting a short cross court shot, of course you have to be in the right position. That's why I'm demonstrating the shot from here, from where you should be attempting it. So you shouldn't be attempting it from here, very difficult, low percentage shot. But when you go inside the court and you have a good angle, now you have to hit the ball really, really well in front of you, because that is the natural path of the racket. And racket is automatically already turned cross court, and then it's very easy to spin the ball and direct it that way. So the solution, the tip is, when you're going short cross court, hit the ball probably way more in front than you think. So let's try a few. So really early, see, this one was a bit late, he didn't want to go cross, so I have to go here and then I can hit a good cross court. So let me just show you first for the comparison where's the contact point for a down the line shot. So assuming I don't want to hit with too much topspin, I'm just hitting a normal down the line shot with one-handed backhand. Then something like that would be my contact point, one more. So this one is good. So now from the same situation I want to hit short cross court. So this one was in, I have to hit the ball there, so this one was in too. So I will give you side-by-side comparison that you see the difference in the contact point. The tips that you just watched in the video are best used for players who have a reliable backhand but just struggle with their backhand in some specific situations. But if your one-handed backhand is still inconsistent in basic rally situations, then I have prepared a free course for you where we focus only on consistency. And we're going to take a look at 4 major reasons why your one-handed backhand might not be consistent and how to fix them. And we're going to take a look at the backswing, the follow-through, the wrist, and lack of power. So when players muscle the ball too much with the arm and they don't know how to engage the power from the body, that's when they usually lose consistency. This course is free of charge and you can sign up for it through the link in the description. When you sign up, you will receive 1 email per day, each describing one of the topics that I mentioned and showing you tips and ideas how to solve it. So go ahead and sign up, and I will see you with all the answers on the other side.